My name is Nelson Gomez. Remember, we're doing some problems for the lab. One of the mistakes that I found that were common, one of them was with rounding, regarding rounding. And here's the issue, okay? Of course, if you have, I don't know, 34, 7, and you're gonna round to two significant figures, in this case, you will round out to 35, 0. This being not significant. Now, that is kind of weird. We usually don't think about it in those terms. So let me do it in a way that is more common for us to see. 0.0347, if you round to two significant figures, it will be 0.35, right? And that is fairly easy. Any number right here that is above 5, you will just go up on this number. And any number that is less than 5, you will just erase it and no problems there, okay? Now, let's say that this was 8. Same answer. Let's say that this was 6. Same answer. Let's say that this was a 9. Of course, same answer. Now, if we go to now 0.34, let's say 3. Of course, what we do, we drop the 3. Therefore, we go to 0.34. If it was a 2, yeah, 0.34. If this was a 1, of course, 0.34. If this was a 0 and we had to round to two significant figures, yeah, of course, it will be 0.34. Here is where the issue really lies. What do we do when we have a 5 here? 0.345, and you want to round that to two significant figures or to two decimal places. When you have a 5, an exact 5, and this is an exact 5. After this 5, from the way we see, we either have zeros or we have nothing. So for us, this is an exact 5. In this case, we need to go to the closer even number to the one we have here. In that case, we will go to 0.34, the closest even number that we have there. Look, you can't go to 35 because the 5 is not an even number. You cannot go to 36 because 36 is not closer than 4, right? Than the 4. So you have to go to the closest even number. However, this is disrupted when something like this happens. You're gonna round to the second decimal place. However, because what you are gonna round is not exactly 5, it's a little bit more than 5, then you have to go up because it's a little bit more than 5. Okay? It might be like this as well. Because of this one over here, this is a little bit more than 5, therefore you have to go up. You have to go up. Now, if it was something like this, a bunch of zeros after the 5, then you need to go down because this is an exact 5 for our purposes. And because that is an exact 5, you need to go to the closest even number. The closest even number. Let me do another example. Again, I'm going to do the decimals because it's easier for us to see it, but it can work anyway. So 0.70 7.75. Okay. Now let's say that we want to round to three significant figures. Okay. So we want to round right there. If you see what is happening here, we have an exact 5. And if we have an exact 5, what do we need to do? go to the nearest even number. Between 7 and 8, 8 is an even number, so we need to go to 8, the nearest even number. Okay? Now, if this was 501, you don't have to think about that. Of course, it's going to go up because this is not exactly 5. This is more than 5. So, of course, that will go up. Any number over here, 27, yeah, that is more than 5, of course it will go up, okay? The only real issue is when we have an exact 5. Something like this, for example, has to go to the closest even number. In this case, it's going up. If it was something like this, the closest even number will be the 6, okay? So if you notice, when you have a perfect 5, sometimes you round up and sometimes you round down. With a perfect 5 is the only case where that happens. A little bit more than that, you always round up. Any number. It might be a bunch of zeros. In this case, you need to round up to 7. Okay? Okay, guys. I made those videos to help you, for me to make sure that you understand everything there. If you have any questions, please send them to your TAs. They will be able to help you. And yeah, we're going to have a quiz later this week. Okay? Goodbye.